Right, well, welcome back to the channel for the 36th episode of the Random Status Quo song review. And our little spinny wheel this week has given us song number 97. So this is the Rocking All Over the World album and the song You Don't Own Me. This was one of the first Quo albums I got. I think I got it on this lovely cassette in a second-hand shop on a day trip in Inverness. So the chat on Rocking All Over the World obviously was about the weak production. So I can imagine when I was first listening to that on its tape, it certainly wasn't enhanced. Not the best format in the world. So it's obviously a Lancaster sung song, and he wrote it. And having written with Rossi on the Blue For You album, the previous album, and then quite a bit with Parfit on albums prior to that. He's done 3 songs in this album, 2 on his own, and this one with Mick Green from the Pirates. The Pirates also released a version of You Don't Own Me that year. So I think, as well as them changing the sound of the album for Rocking All Over the World, it's probably when the band starts to diverge a bit as well. They're really getting into they're not writing together as a band so much. They're going off in their own direction. And so the songs are going off slightly as well. I mean, this might be slightly precipitated on Lancaster's behalf by the fact it was around this time he moved over to Australia. So he probably wasn't as available to write with other bands, but obviously Rossi's really got into his rhythm with Bob Young, and then obviously Frost after, and Parfit kind of bounces around a little bit. But Lancaster in the main seems to be writing on his Todd from here on in. But anyway, the song starts with it's guitar riff, and then bass and drums are straight in, a real stomping beat. Not quite the usual Quo shuffle, maybe more of a kind of Slade glam boot stomping type thing. But the bass and drums really accenting that. And Lancaster's straight in with the chorus, singing about not being owned anymore. So this person who doesn't own him shouldn't hang around. So I don't know if he was maybe lyrically inspired by his divorce, which I think was going on with his move to Australia, and sitting around writing songs on his own. So yeah, with the stomping rhythm section under this chorus, it settles down a little bit into the verse, and then in the kind of, I guess, I don't know if it's second verse or pre-chorus, it really starts to pick up again, and Lancaster's singing quite high. He's really making the song soar up a bit before they go into the chorus, where John Coughlin's really accenting with the kind of open hi-hat, the kind of shh, a brilliant drum impression there. And then you get a kind of a little bit of guitar after the chorus, and going on through the second chorus and the second verse and pre-chorus, Rossi does do a few more embellishments to accompany the song into the second chorus, and then you don't get them soaring off into a guitar solo. They actually bring the song down just to more the drum beat and Lancaster singing, with the guitars coming in at kind of the end of each line, accenting it. Which I think this song was played live, which might have been quite a good little live thing to get the crowd going. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And then it kind of builds up again, and there's a nice little guitar lick, and you think, oh, it's just about to, now it's going to go into the solo instrumental section, but it doesn't. Lancaster comes backing with the vocals, and the song kind of plays out there. And I mean, it's a decent play out with him singing and Rossi doing a little bit of embellishing underneath, but you kind of feel they could have maybe gone somewhere else with it, or gone a bit further, taken it a bit further, really rocked out towards the end, because it is a boot stomping song. but they don't. It finishes there. But obviously, being a rocking all over the world track, there was the remix, the John Eden remix, which obviously sounds a lot better than my old cassette version. And there is a video with John discussing the remix of this song on YouTube. And I mean, one of the obvious changes, which he states, is he's made one of Rick's guitars louder, which kind of really bolsters the song. I think, all in all, I mean, the song is given a bit more life with clearer drums and bass, and you can hear, I think, better balance. But the more prominent of Rick's guitar really bolsters the song, really brings it up. Although he seems to have put some sort of effect on the guitar in the intro, which kind of gives it a kind of warbling sound. It does sound like you're maybe listening on cassette, and the cassette's maybe slipping slightly. So that's a bit odd, but it writes itself when the whole band comes in. And you do, as I was just saying, it's maybe slightly disappointing in the original. You think in the outro they're about to take off and they don't. But he leaves the play out on this song, so it's about 30 seconds longer. And actually, it isn't that brilliant. It's quite nice to hear them just rocking out a bit more, but it doesn't actually. I don't think it adds a great deal. It doesn't make the song suddenly better. You don't put the song on now and think, yes, I can't wait to get to the outro. That's where it really rocks. It just kind of rocks. It's quite good. And the other change I notice is when they break it down, Lancaster's vocals are given a little bit more prominence. They seem a bit more up front and centre. So I do think the remix is an improvement, but I don't think it's a huge improvement. But I certainly generally wouldn't go listening to the original. I'd stick to the new version. I also had to listen to the Pirates version, and not a hell of a lot different. Guitars maybe played a little bit tighter in that kind of choppy style that I assume the Pirates have. So yeah, it's a good song. I'm not quite sure it's an excellent co-song, but it's a good foot stomping little rocker. So I'm going to put it into my third category, good stuff. And so yes, that's You Don't Own Me from the Rocking All Over the World album. So that's the end of another episode. So as always, here's a little advert for a Vantage Point song you probably won't be listening to.
They say that it comes when you least expect. I guess they were correct. It's often when you're not going down that road that humans will connect.